I have a question about something.
Yeah, dive in.
Okay, so I'm reading in the story course section, it's share a story about a way you have been given or received tangible recognition or largesse,
Mhm.
whether formal like a blood drop from a pelican or a leaf from a laurel, or passed down legacy largesse.
Yes.
What is like a pelican's blood drop?
So
Ooh.
it's generally a bead shaped like a teardrop made of red glass, and they are given by pelicans to reward what they see as a notable act of service um, or reputation for service. It can be for an individual act, or it could be for ongoing labor on a specific thing or in general. It is a pelican specific at a girl. If it was a laurel, they would give a leaf. A knight might give a single link from their chain. That's a really, really big one. But yeah, that's that tradition.
Wow. I have a dumb question for you.
There's no such thing.
What's a pelican other than a bird? What's a pelican?
So in the SCA, there are different branches of what's called the peerage, and it is the highest level of recognition that you can receive in the SCA for an individual branch of endeavor. So if you are an artisan, you might eventually become a laurel. If you are on the service track, you might eventually become a pelican.
Okay.
Fight heavy combat, you might eventually become a knight or a master of the society. Rapier combat would be a master at arms.
Cool.
Defense.
Pardon me. Yes, thank you. I apologize.
Master at arms is something else. I just got yelled at about that.
So, Ace, have you been able to participate much in Onstayora just yet?
I'm sorry, have I been able to what?
To participate in Onstayora?
Yes, ma'am. I went to Axeman like 2 years ago, and then I got stuck up in school stuff, and I couldn't do anything but school stuff. So I'm hoping to get back in as soon as the world opens back up.
There's an awful lot going on digitally. I don't know if you got to take part in the court that was held on Saturday.
I did not get to take part in the court on Saturday, but I've been I got into the SCA because my friend is part of it up in Canada, and I've been kind of getting in on their Zoom meetings a little bit lately.
So Scarguard is having digital meetings, I believe. I know that Namron and Wiesenfjord are.
Namron are. They're going well.
Namron's what I'm part of, yeah.
There was a court yesterday, and it's available on the Kingdom page, or you can watch it on YouTube.
I saw parts of it on YouTube.
Okay. It was the fastest court ever to give 3 peerages.
Isn't that the truth?
Okay. Amanda and Jan are trying to get back in. So
why do courts usually take so long?
Because normally when there's an elevation to the peerage, there's a number of people who speak on behalf of the candidates. And so that can take a bit. Because there was this kind of abbreviated situation, those speakers did not get to participate due to social distancing.
I loved the lions walking on towards the end.
That is a tradition of Onstayora. Other kingdoms have something similar. I don't know if they still have the same privileges to enter court unbidden as a lion does. Jan, who will be joining us, is a lion of Onstayora.
Wow.
So he might be able to tell you some stories about their traditions.
I very much enjoyed the happy birthday singing and such, led by said lions.
Yeah. I believe that those 2 are longtime household members of Her Majesty.
I know at least I regret that I don't remember her first name, but the Unsteady is the other part, the part I remember of her name, their name.
So that was the
And
gentleman. That was Ulsted the Unsteady and Ebigardus
yes.
von Zell, and they have
Mhm.
reigned as king and queen of Ansteora at least twice.
Oh wow.
That's so
I
cool.
believe Ulsted's been crowned 5 times. And
Goodness.
Ebigardus has been queen at least twice. I don't know if she's been queen 3 times. I would have to look it up on the wiki.
I think she's been 3 times.
Yeah, I think so. I know that Namron did a very fun themed event for them several years ago during their last reign that was all Alice in Wonderland themed.
Mm.
And she portrayed the Red Queen. And Duncan was the Herald as a playing card rabbit. And they had the caterpillar, and they had all sorts of themed Alice in Wonderland things going on that day. And she got to warm her toes on a pig.
Hey, the pigs.
Your garb, by the way, is super cute. I like it.
Thank you so much. This is my fancy going to court garb, combined with my running around during the day festoon. So you had asked about blood drops earlier, and I was very honest. I was very honored to receive 2 blood drops from 2 pelicans at the same event.
Oh wow.
And they also gave me tokens to put on my festoon. One of them gave me a lion.
Oh wow.
And the other one gave me a turtle, which was a token from their peerage vigil.
Oh, cool.
So
Oh my goodness.
my
Wow,
festoon
look at that.
is filled with items that are of personal value, gifts from people, site tokens, some of my awards. This one is from the Estrella War. It's a site token. This is an Estrella War site token.
Cool.
These were gifts from friends throughout the society. This was one of Jillian's vigil tokens. Yeah, just all sorts of stuff.
Very
That's so
cool.
cool.
And a TARDIS, because
I have a friend who would put that on hers.
so yeah, this is my everyday festoon with my fancy court garb.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I just got fabric
Ace, what
to
are you
start my garb.
embroidering?
Oh, I'm actually working on hold on, sure we can.
Ooh.
Oh wow. That looks really
that's
good.
beautiful. Is that a winged fox?
It is. It's called an Enfield.
Uh-huh.
They're like old school Celtic. And I made my device and I'm trying to get it all registered and stuff, and this is what's on mine.
Nifty.
I noticed that one of the things that you had as a story was gifts that you had been given and tokens. And the one that brought me to tears, other than my AOA, was when Miguel and Connell had their last reign. He said they wanted you to reach out to people who inspired you and thank them for making the event, and it could be anything from, somebody whose garb just did it or whatever. Well, I make jewelry, and so I made bracelets. And I gave out bracelets to different people at different events that inspired me or made my event. Gave one to a couple who, I don't know if you've ever been to the site that Central Region uses for Braggart's War, but that road is horrible. And they drove in front of me and they hit all the potholes. So I knew where they were, so I gave them a gift. But at that step's 12th night, I went up to Miguel and I said, you inspired me to give these gifts to people. And he took the pin off that he was wearing and gave it to me.
That's very special.
Yeah, it was very special because I'm a nobody.
Everybody is a somebody.
I'm not going to sing.
So you don't have to sing to be a somebody.
No, there's that song, Everybody is a Somebody. I don't know. It's a Disney song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm old. I do things like that. I'm
You're
still
fine.
trying to figure this out.
No worries.
General information. I'm filling out the form for you, dear.
Okay. So what questions do you have?
Under general information.
So
Okay.
that's the sort of place that you could put the story about Miguel that you just told.
I could do that.
Or basically it's for anything that doesn't fit somewhere else. And then I figure out where best to put it or make it its own category. You can skip that and come back to it if you want.
Save it.
Every single field on there is completely voluntary. If you don't have anything for that particular field, that's just fine. You don't have to.
And I put
Are
under
we allowed to come back and fill it out?
sexy young men.
Beg pardon?
Is it under interest, sexy young men?
That is absolutely a valid interest.
Even sexy old men.
Indeed. And we have some of those.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Enjoying the charms of older men is an existing thing.
Okay, so I just received a message that says, make me a page.
I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Because I sort of need more information to build you a page, yeah.
Just make me a page. Make me a great page.
Are we allowed to fill them out like as we go, like as we go to more events and stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There is no minimum requirement of information to have. All we need is a name. Really. Name and a group. That's the absolute minimum.
When you say group, you mean like
Namron.
Namron. Okay, thank you.
Yep, that's the absolute minimum that I have to have. So I will come back to you with questions like, hey, when was your first event? And, what's a fun memory you might have? Or what are some of the things that you'd like to do? Like embroidery. Oh, hey, do you want to include a picture of some of your embroidery?
That'd be fun.
You absolutely can do that. We can have up to 25 photos of your art, whatever that art may be. We can include that on your page. For example, Harabia Jan, if he's able to get back in, he has examples of his leatherworking and his woodworking. And he was the royal crown maker for the Kingdom of Atenveld.
Whoa.